just joined, welcome to Noon Yoga. My name is Kenia Clark, for those I have not met at the studio. We'll get started today sitting on our sit bones. Find a comfortable cross-legged position. Trying to sit evenly through both sit bones, long through the spine. You can let your hands rest palm face open on the knees. Think about being tall through the back of your head, the back of your neck as well, so maybe your chin tucks down just a little. And then we focus on our breath. So every inhale and every exhale, you're 100% in focus with, in tune with. We'll use Ujjayi breathing for class today. So softly close the lips, inhale and exhale through the back of the nose. Try to make it so you can hear your own breath. Core is engaged, bringing those inhales all the way down to the belly. Beginning to feel grounded on your mat, letting go of everything else besides you, being present right here now in this moment. Today I offer a moment of gratitude for any person, place, or thing, or even an idea or concept, something that you're grateful for now that you weren't grateful for last month. Maybe some self-reflection has got you looking at what your values are, maybe how you spend your time, and what has recently come to light for you in the past few weeks. Some new gratitude. With every exhale, you send those gratitude tokens out into the universe as an act of affirmation. The universe is listening. And then we'll invite some movement into the body by taking some neck rolls. So just let the head go heavy down to the chest, over to one side, down your back, and then over to the other ear. Just start by breathing into the neck. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever is more comfortable for you. Still nice and tall through the spine. Going both directions, just even it out. And then when your ear drops over to one shoulder, whatever side that is, take your hand, bring it over to your other ear, and use your hand to pull into this neck stretch. So we're breathing into one side of the neck. If that's too much weight using your hand, you can release it. Just let the head hang over to the side. And then we'll release that side, let the chin roll through center over to the other side. You can reach your hand up, place it on the side of your head, adding some weight, breathe into the side of that neck, all the way through the shoulder. It's tall through the spine. Slowly moving back to center. If your hips are propped up like mine were, remove that prop. We're coming to just sitting on our sit bones. Maybe change the cross of your legs to even yourself out. And then we're going to take our hands and cross them to opposite knees. You might have to lift the knees a little bit to grab onto them. And then you're going to arch your spine back. Let your chin fall towards the chest. Feel your two shoulder blades separate. Breathing into the back of your neck, down your spine. And then rolling forward, we're gonna come all the way over our knees, gently moving into cat-cow. So have those wrists stacked right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Cat-cow is at your own pace. Inhaling, drop the belly, gaze goes up. And then exhale, arch the spine, let the head hang heavy. We'll be here for a while. I want you to really tune into your body with cat-cow. How's your spine feeling today? Maybe close the eyes here. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it just matters how it feels. Use your breath to guide the movement, so let your inhale begin before the gaze goes up. Exhale begins, and then you arch the spine. And then we'll walk those hands just a little bit farther in front of where they are right now. Take that cat-cow into big wide hip circles, getting some lateral movement into the spine as we warm it up. When you go over to the side with your hips, maybe you drop the hips down, breathe into that side stretch there. Go both directions. And then we'll meet back in tabletop position. We're gonna move into a quad stretch. So we'll start on the left side. Bring your left shin out about 45 degrees. You're gonna be stable through the left hand, left shin. Reach up and grab your right foot and then kick your foot as hard as you can into your hand. You should feel the quad open up. You should feel the front of your right shoulder open up. Keep kicking. Your spine is arching. You're testing your balance. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Come back in. And then gently release the knee back to the mat, right knee down. We're gonna go all the way to thread the needle with this right arm. So when your right arm goes down to the mat, bring it under your body all the way over to the left. Thread the needle on the right arm. Let your head come to the mat. Left hand drops to the mat right in front of the face. Push into the mat a little bit to roll over that shoulder. Feel your shoulder blades separate. You can take a balancing pose, yogi's choice. Lifting the inner leg would be the left leg. Totally optional. And slowly we meet back in tabletop, going slow, just as you got into it. Finding a moment of stillness, and then we'll take those same two poses other side. Start by kicking that right shin out about 45 degrees, I think might be the best for stability. And then lean over onto that right wrist. Grab your left foot with your left hand and kick as hard as you can into that foot. Breathe into that whole left side of your body. Arching the spine, keeping your balance. Nice job. Slowly dropping the left knee back to the mat, and then your left hand will go all the way under the body, thread the needle. Shoot those left fingertips as far over to the right as you can. Let your head come to the mat. Feel your shoulder blades begin to separate. And if you want a little bit deeper, press the right hand into the mat in front of your face and roll deeper over that shoulder. Also, you can take that balancing pose, lifting the right leg. Nice job. Slowly, we return to tabletop. Right wrist under right shoulder, left wrist under left shoulder. And then we're gonna push up to standing on our knees. We're gonna come into gate pose. I'm just gonna turn to face the camera. So you're on your knees now. We'll bring the right leg out to the right. You're in one plane here. Right hand goes right down, or down the right leg. Inhale, lift the left hand to the sky. Begin to breathe into that rib cage on the left side, and then keep reaching those left fingertips over towards the right corner of the room. You're breathing into that right side body. Curl your left armpit in towards your face just a little bit. Try to look at those fingers. And then exhale, we'll bring the left hand to the floor on the left side of us. And then the right hand sweeps up and over to the left side of the room. So we did a little cartwheel motion with those hands. Keep pressing the hips forward. And then slowly we lift back to meeting on our knees, returning to that setup. We'll do gate pose on the other side. Stick that left foot out to the left. Walk the left fingertips down the leg. Inhale, right hand goes high to the sky and reaches towards the left corner of the room. Breathe into the ribs, breathe into that side body, your obliques, the shoulder, through the fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel those hands, right hand lands on the mat over to your right, left hand goes up to the sky, over to the right. Keep pressing those hips forward. You're in one plane, your whole body's in one line, except for that right foot. And then slowly we come back onto our knees. We'll take a back bend here. You can press your hands on your low back, either fists, or you can do fingers face up. Begin to press your hips forward with your hands, and then open the chest, shoulders pulled back. You can drop your head back as far as it's comfortable. If camel pose is in your practice today, you drop one hand at a foot to your heels. Don't push it though, because we're still warming up. Back bend. All right, slowly come back to center. We'll drop onto our shins. So lower your hips towards your heels. We're gonna open up the bottom of our feet. So we'll come to sitting on our toes. I like to kind of rock my feet side to side, breathing into the opening all of 10 toes. And then if it feels good, you can sit your weight back on those hips. And we'll take a wrist stretch while we're here. You can grab both hands and do some circles, some figure eights, or infinities. Got to breathe into the wrists before we go into all those down dogs. Open up the feet as well. They support us all day. All right, we'll return back to tabletop position. Wrists right under the shoulders. Keep your toes tucked, and then you're gonna lift your knees 2 inches off the mat and just hold this pose. Feel what it did to that core. It made all of your abs work and engage. And then from here, inhale, lift the hips high to the sky, first down dog of class. We'll take like 5 to 10 deep inhales and exhales here, maybe walking the dog. First down dog of class. So we'll cover foundation a little bit. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Press into the palm of your hand, especially that juicy part of your hand between the thumb and the pointer finger. And then moving up to the shoulders, roll your armpits in to face each other a little bit. Gaze is back between the ankles. If that's comfortable in the neck, move the gaze even higher. The gaze is trying to look all the way at your belly button in down dog. Heels don't have to touch the mat, but they're reaching energy down towards the mat. And then we'll gaze at the space between our hands on the bottom of your exhale. We'll take little baby steps, like 1 or 2 inches at a time, baby steps to the front of the mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift, fingertips to the mat or your shins, shine the heart forward, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing, fingertips come to touch overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by your side. Bring the big toes to touch. We're gonna move to chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands up, chair pose. Sink the hips low. Make sure you can see your big toes. So if you need to pull your knees back, your booty's trying to find like a chair behind you. You're reaching so far back, lift the hands up. And then exhale, we'll prayer hands twist to the right. Hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press into the palms. Gaze goes right to the ceiling. Inhale back to center. And your exhale takes you to the left. Follow your pace, follow your breath. Hook the outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Try to keep your knees glued together. Don't let that right knee shoot out in front. Keep pressing into the palms, spinal twist, gaze goes up. And then we'll inhale back to center and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose, hold plank. We're gonna keep warming up this core a little bit. So from plank pose, the spot between your shoulder blades is the highest point on your back. So don't let your hips go too high. Keep pressing down through both palms, and then we're gonna bring our right knee to our right elbow 5 times. So tap it, and then heel goes back. Don't drop the foot if you can. Tap the elbow, knee goes back. You're using your whole core, you're using your whole body basically to get this. Feel those obliques crunch. Nice job, last one. Drop the right foot, same thing, other side. Just 5, knee to elbow, hold plank. Feel your whole body heating up. Try not to drop that left foot when you go back. All right, I think that's the last one. We'll drop that foot. Exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. Hands are right under the shoulders. Spread your feet about as wide as your mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Try to keep your hands off the mat here. Reach up for your chest. Gaze is forward. And exhale, release. Hands under your shoulders. Slowly push back to child's pose. Moving slow, feeling that spine. Counter pose a little bit. 2 breaths in child's pose. Have to turn down the heat in my house. All right, slowly make your way through tabletop, back to down dog. We'll meet in down dog. Take a moment to find that foundation through the hands, shoulders. Your gaze is back. Strong in the legs, core is engaged. Pull the belly button up and in. And then we'll inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, come up, high lunge. So sweep the hands forward. Your left leg is straight. Your right knee has a very deep bend in it. Try to sink the hips even lower, so you have to bend the knee even deeper forward. Pull your right hip back into the hip socket. Make sure those hips are square to the front of the room. We're gonna exhale, bring those hands to prayer position, and forgot what this pose is called. High lunge with a twist. Bring your left elbow to the right knee, kind of like we were just doing in chair pose with a twist. Gaze goes up to the ceiling. Keep pressing into the palms. Back leg is straight. And then keep your chest facing over to the right. You're gonna use your strength of your core to lift up. High lunge with a twist. So now your right arm to the back of the room, left arm to the front of the room. Your chest is still facing over to the right. Next, inhale, revolve the hands, left hand high, right hand down the back meets the left leg. Breathe into that left side body from the psoas to the fingertips. All right, cartwheel those hands back to frame the right foot. Strong through the shoulders. Right foot goes back to meet the left. Exhale, you can lower to half push-up chaturanga or all the way to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, we meet in down dog. If you want, this is a great time in between flows to do that audible exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Audible exhale. Inhale, left leg goes high to the sky. Or did I say exhale? Inhale, leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot, we come up, high lunge. Deep bend in the left knee this time, your right leg is straight. Pull that right kneecap up and into the quad. Feel the stretch in the hip flexor on the right leg. Can you see your big toe on the left foot? So track your left knee out a little bit. And then we exhale, prayer hands, twist over to the left. So your right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee. Press into your palms to get that twist. Gaze goes up to the ceiling to the left, over that left shoulder. Strong in the legs. And then you keep your chest facing that side of the room. We're gonna lift, open the arms, left hand back, right hand forward. Gaze is just over to the left. Strong through the legs. Next, inhale, revolve the hands, right hand up, left hand down. Left hand meets the right thigh, maybe wraps around the low back. Breathe into the front of that right side body. Exhale, cartwheel both hands to frame the left foot. When you're strong through the shoulders, send your left foot back to meet the right. Exhale, chaturanga, or all the way to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, down dog. You always have option to skip vinyasa and meet me in down dog. All right. Let's inhale that right leg high to the sky, and then we'll exhale, plant the foot on the outside of the right pinky, lower the left knee, coming into lizard pose. You can open those hips a little bit, so roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. You can lower down to your left forearm, both forearms. I like to personally, I turn my chest over to the right, and then I push my right knee out away. But it's different for everybody's hips, so maybe even staying with the chest lifted is where you find that optimal stretch. Lizard pose is different than the low lunge because we're rolling on the outer edge of that right foot. The right foot should be like almost off your mat. Every exhale, just try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Releasing tension all over the body. All right, we're gonna lift out of that and go back to down dog. So hands pressing to the mat, you'll probably lift your left knee off the mat and then shoot your right foot back to meet the left down dog. We're just moving into lizard pose other side, so at your own pace, inhale, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, brings the foot to land outside the left pinky. It might be all the way off the mat. You're gonna move into this pose nice and slow, giving you plenty of time to settle into the stretch. Find that angle, or maybe there's a couple angles that work best for you. Move the hips around until you feel a nice stretch. Maybe pushing your left knee out to the left. Last couple breaths. Are you still using that ujjayi breathing? All right, press your hands into the mat, lift the right knee, stable through the shoulders, left foot goes back to meet the right, we're in down dog. All right, look at the space between your hands on the bottom of your next exhale, walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna do a stretch down here. We're gonna do gorilla pose. So you can take your hands, palm face up, shoot it under your foot until your toes come to the wrist crease. If you don't like that, you can just grab your big toes with your pointer finger and thumb. Either way, the point of this pose is to use your arms to get a deeper stretch in the back of the legs, the back of your spine. And then for a couple breaths, we'll inhale to lengthen the spine. So lift the chest off the thighs or lift up. And then exhale, pull in as deep as you can. Use the strength of your arms. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, pull with your hands. Get into the stretch, gorilla pose. And then stay here. Belly button pulls towards the spine. Let the head hang heavy. Keep pulling into gorilla pose. All right, very slowly release the hands. We'll roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your head be the last thing to come up. And then hands are down by the side. Maybe take a couple shoulder rolls. We'll inhale our hands overhead and then exhale, twist to the right. Keep your hips facing forward. Find that same arm position. Oh shoot, you can't see me. I'll come down to my knees. Just keep your right hand back, left hand forward. Gaze follows the left or the right fingertips. Hips are square to the front of the room. Inhale, hands through center. And exhale, you go left. So those hips should not move at all. Gaze follows the left fingertips. You've seen this arm position before with high lunge. Gaze goes left. And then we inhale back to center. We'll do one exhale to release. And next inhale, chair pose. Bend the hips. Hands sweep forward. Make sure you can see those big toes. And then from here, we're gonna move the weight into the right foot. You're gonna lift your left heel towards your left glute. Very slow and controlled, your left foot goes all the way down the mat to a low lunge. Keep those hands forward. You can release the back foot. We're breathing into this low lunge position. And then we're gonna exhale, half split. So sweep your hands back, palms facing in towards each other. Keep the chest nice and tall. Breathe into the back of the right leg. Oh shoot. Oh, half splits. Okay, inhale back to low lunge, and then this time you're gonna come up to a high lunge. So lift that left knee off the mat. Still deep bend in that front knee, working those legs. Exhale, use that twist that we've been doing, right hand forward, left hand back, or left hand forward, right hand back. Gaze goes right. Next inhale, reverse warrior, revolve, left hand to the sky, right hand down the leg. Breathe into that front side of the left body, deep in the psoas. All right, this is your challenge pose of class. You're gonna move all the way to revolved half moon. So left hand's gonna land on the mat in front of your right toes. Left foot goes to the back of the room. Right hand is raising towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button up into the spine. Glutes pulling in towards each other. Gaze on something not moving. If you fall out of it, come back in, it's okay. Strong through that standing leg, you got it, keep breathing. All right, bend into the right knee, plant both hands on the mat, step your left foot back, and then your right foot goes back to meet the left. Take it through Vinyasa, or we'll meet in down dog. Maybe taking that audible exhale to release all that heat we just built. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. All right, look at the space between the hands on the bottom of your next exhale. Walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing hands. Come overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by your side. We'll bring those big toes to touch. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Got to do the same thing on the left side so you kind of know where we're going. We'll start by moving the weight into the left foot. Slowly bring the right heel towards your glute. Hold that legs position, and then slowly shoot the right heel towards the back of the room, lower to that low lunge. Keep the hands forward. Breathe into the right side body. And then next, exhale, half splits. Send your hips towards your right heel. Your hands go straight behind you. Keep those palms facing in towards each other to keep the balance. Long through the spine still. Long through the back of your neck. Breathe into the back of the left leg. All right, inhale, sweep the hands forward, come up all the way to high lunge. So now the right knee lifts off the mat. Deep bend in that left knees. We're gonna have super strong high lunge legs as we move through these next couple poses. Exhale, we twist to the left, left hand back, right hand forward, gaze follows the left hand. Try to keep those hips square to the front of the room. Inhale, right hand high, left hand down the back leg. Big stretch on the right side body. Keep that deep bend in the front knee. All right, revolved half moon. You're gonna come all the way up to this balancing pose. Right hand lands on the mat in front of your left toes. Right heel shoots towards the back of the room. Left hand reaches high to the sky. Gaze tries to follow those left fingertips. Maybe you have a block or a prop under that right hand to keep the chest lifted. Back leg is parallel to the floor. Keep grounding through that left foot. You got it. Strong through the core. All right, bend the left knee. Bring both hands to the mat. Bring the left foot back to meet the right. Take it through Vinyasa, all the way to down dog. And then we'll rest in a child pose. So take your own pace to get there. After down dog, we'll meet in child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Let the forehead come to the mat. If you want a little tricep stretch, you can bend the elbows, bring the hands overhead. And then we'll walk those hands in child's pose over to the right. Breathe into the left side body. Through the left fingertips, through the shoulder, down to the hips. And walk those hands through center over to the left. Reach through the right fingertips. Breathe into the shoulder all the way down to the right hip. All right, slowly bring those hands back to center and we're gonna come lying on our bellies. We're gonna do a little bit low back strengtheners. We'll start with Superman. So this is gonna prep us for bow pose. Superman is your hands are forward, your feet are back. So your feet are about as wide as your mat. And on an inhale, you're going to lift everything off the mat, trying to balance on your hip bones. Arch your spine, kick your feet higher, lift your hands higher, gaze lifts. Keep arching that back. And release. You can bring your hands by your side, one ear to the mat, maybe your chin. Find a moment to just breathe. You can bend the knees, drop the feet side to side, windshield wiper. All right, coming back to center. We're gonna do bow pose 2 times today. So bow pose, you're gonna wanna reach around and grab your feet. So both hands, both feet for full expression of bow. If you need to use a blanket or a t-shirt or a kitchen towel. When you're ready, inhale, kick into those hands. That's the movement, is you're kicking. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, keep kicking, arch your spine. Ujjayi breathing. Focus inside. And release, nice job. That's first bow pose. Take whatever rest you want. Hands can be under the shoulders or down by the side. You can let that other ear come to the mat. And you can also windshield wiper the legs if you like that low back release. All right, come back to center, third and final. Low back strengthener. So reach around and grab those feet. Last time. When you're ready, nice big inhale. Kick into those feet. Arch your spine. Feel the front of your shoulders opening through the heart space, through your throat. Lift up through the top of your head. Keep kicking. Okay, release. Super, super, super slow. You're gonna bring your hands under your shoulders. Super slow. Push back. We're gonna bring our shins together. So we're actually gonna come just to sitting on our heels for a little bit. Bring your inner thighs together. From here, we're gonna move into rabbit pose. So this is a big counter stretch for bow pose. Rabbit pose, you have those legs together. You're gonna drop your head to the mat right in front of the knees. You're gonna cup your heels, have a really tight grip on those heels. Once your head's on the mat, your inhale lifts the hips to the sky. You're arching your spine, the exact opposite of what we just did in bow pose. Move slowly into it. And then keep lifting those hips. Try not to look side to side. Strong grip with the hands. Nice job, lower the hips. Lift the chest. From here, we're gonna move into frog pose. We're gonna get into the hips. So bring your knees really wide on the mat. As wide as you can. Hands under those shoulders to keep the chest lifted. Support. So press inside of those shins on the mat. And then lower down, maybe onto your forearms. Frog pose is a big hip opener, groin opener, and there's lots of different angles. So you can keep your hands pressed into the mat to keep the chest lifted, or you can go down to those forearms. Or you can also swing your hips forwards and backwards. You might find just maybe a couple different variations of this stretch that feel best for you. Keep that Ujjayi breath. Keep your focus in the here and now. Every exhale releases tension. All right, slowly bring your hands back to underneath you to lift your chest up. Wiggle your knees together. Slowly, moving slow out of this pose. And then we'll meet back in down dog. So reposition yourself on your mat. No rush, meeting in down dog. Take any little side stretches you need before you get there. All right, so in down dog, bring your big toes to touch. You're gonna bend into the knees. Look at the space between your hands, and you're gonna take 5 baby hops, feet together to the front of your mat. Try to get your heels to touch your butt. Trying to lift those heels, get some hang time. Strong through the shoulders. When you get there, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. From forward fold, we're gonna step right back to pyramid pose with the left foot. Left foot back, right foot stays where it is. Pyramid pose, we're long in both legs. Right or left toes out at an angle. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Let your head hang heavy. You don't have to use the strength of your neck to hold the head up. Maybe release the neck a little bit, shaking the head out, yes or no. Breathe into the back of that right leg. And then it's like we did in gorilla pose. If you like that sensation of inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper into the stretch. Sometimes I'll do it 2 or 3 times. Every exhale getting a little deeper and then holding. Pull the belly button up and in. All right, from here we're gonna move to revolved triangle. So left hand on the inside of the right foot. Inhale, right hand sweeps to the sky. Your chest is facing the right side of your room. You can grab a block under that left hand or a prop, anything you like to help keep the chest lifted just a little. Obliques are working, core is engaged. Opening that chest to the right. And then we're gonna end up back in that revolved half moon pose that you guys have already seen. Left fingertips in front of the right foot, left foot to the back of the room, right hand high to the sky. Again, a great pose for a block or a prop if you have one. Grounding through that right foot. Keep lifting. Nice job. Return your hands to the mat. Turn your right or left foot back to the right foot. Back at the front of the mat. We'll inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Same thing other side. We're gonna swing that right foot back, setting up for pyramid pose. So those back toes are out at an angle. About 3 to 4 foot distance between your heels. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg. Let your forehead come down, trying to find the shin. Pull your belly button back towards your spine, hollowing out the belly. Use Ujjayi breath. Keep your focus. Even in these longer poses, try to keep the mind from wandering. All right, we're gonna move to revolved triangle. So right hand on the inside of the left foot. Your left hand slowly sweeps high to the sky. Gaze follows the left hand. Try to be straight in both legs still. And then strong through the right hand. So the right hand can be on the mat or you can even be up on the fingertips. You're twisting through the spine, stretching out the legs. Belly button pulling high. And then revolved half moon, left foot, right fingertips on the mat. Left hand stays high to the sky. Right foot reaches to the back of the room. You're straight in both legs. Your chest is still facing over to the left. All right, return the right foot to meet the left, and then we're just gonna roll down onto our backs, bend the knees, roll all the way onto your spine. You can rock and roll a couple times if that feels good, or just meet lying on your back. Wrap your arms, forearms around the shins, give yourself a hug. Maybe rock side to side. From there, we'll take it into happy baby. So grab the outsides of the feet, pull the knees towards the mat. Tuck your chin down to the chest a little. Really strong, or really long in your spine in happy baby, trying to keep the entire length of your spine on the mat. So you're trying to keep the bottom of your spine kind of lifts when you pull on your feet. So try and keep your spine on the mat. Maybe you rock side to side a little bit. All right, we're gonna come to a figure four. So with the right ankle, left knee to start, you can straighten into the left leg and then reach your hands through that figure four position, grab the back of that left thigh. Your right shin is coming towards your chest. Breathing into your glute on the right leg. And then maybe you take some ankle circles with that left foot. It's free up in the air, or maybe you can bend the knee. Just let the left leg hang out wherever it's comfortable. Still pulling that right shin towards the chest though, using the strength of your arms. Tuck that chin down towards your chest still, long in the back. All right, from here we're gonna drop both legs over to the left, moving into a supine twist. You might wanna pick up your hips and move them back toward the center of your mat a little bit. Your right leg can wrap around the left leg. Wiggle your shoulders up the mat. And then gaze goes right. Cactus your right arm. Supine twist. Try to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. I like to bring my left hand to my right thigh, the top thigh, and then just help pull it down a little bit to keep the stretch nice and deep. You can even feel it on the outside of the neck if you're looking over to the right. Slowly we'll come back to center. Even out those hips. Find a moment of symmetry. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side, figure four. This time take your left ankle to your right kneecap. Pull that left shin towards your body. You can reach through your figure four that you created with your legs, grabbing your hands to the back of the right thigh. Pulling on that thigh. Taking ankle circles with the right foot. Breathe into your glute on the left leg. Your glute does a ton of work for you in all those balancing poses, like revolved half moon that we did today, and pyramid pose. It feels really nice to stretch them out at the end of yoga. And then drop those feet over to the right, supine twist. Maybe lift those hips, move them towards the center of the mat a little bit. Allowing your left hip to stack directly on top of the right hip. Maybe your left leg wraps a little bit around the right leg. Wiggle those shoulder blades high on your mat so you're long in the spine. And then you twist, gaze goes left. Let gravity help you out here. Surrender into the pose. Surrender into the stretch. Surrender onto your mat. Moving back to center. From here, we're gonna reverse some blood flow. So you can move into shoulder stand or plow pose. First thing you'll wanna do is kick those heels to the sky. Place your hands on the mat on the sides of your body. Get some momentum, swinging those hips up to the sky. You're gonna capture your low back with your two hands if you wanna stay in shoulder stand. If you want to go to plow pose, your feet will come overhead to the mat. Plenty of time here to do both. If you don't like to elevate the hips like that, what you can do, a couple options, maybe grab that prop or block or blanket that you started with at the beginning of class and just set it under your hips, keeping your feet facing the ceiling. So you're still getting that reverse blood flow to the heart, having the feet elevated, or you can take your legs to a wall and just let your legs lie at the wall. If you're in shoulder stand, 5 to 10 breaths before you come out of it. Try to keep those hips over the shoulders, chin tucked down into the chest. You can play around with that leg position, taking splits, butterfly pose. Use that Ujjayi breathing still. If you're in plow pose and you're feeling pretty stretchy, maybe you try to bring your knees to your ears today, shutting off your hearing. Pretty intense, but fun to try. All right, very slowly roll down. One vertebrae at a time. And then at this point, I'll give you guys some time, a minute or so, to take any last stretches that are calling your name today. You can even lift up, you don't have to stay lying on your backs. Any last stretches. You did a lot of back strengthening today. You might feel it in your low back. Just listening to your body. Any last stretches? We're gonna set up for our final pose of class, which is complete stillness. So really using this time to get anything out. Any last stretch? All right, setting up for Shavasana. Let your body lie long on your mat. Let the toes roll out to the side. Nice and tall through the spine. Hands can lay down by your side, palm face up if you want to receive today. Or left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. Tune into your breath and your heartbeat. Softly close the eyes. Staying present in your here and now. Any thoughts of the past or the future takes you out of the here and now. So for the next few minutes, I invite you to surrender into Shavasana, not attaching onto any thoughts, not being mad or upset that you're having thoughts. You can observe them, but do not continue with them. Just let them go as easily as they came. Welcome to your Shavasana. And invite movement back into your body by first wiggling the fingers and toes, starting small. Maybe rock your head side to side. Moving energy up the arms, up the legs, into your core and your heart. Feeling like you're waking back up. We'll inhale the hands overhead. Nice big stretch, like it's that first stretch in the morning. Reach the hands tall. And then roll over onto your favorite side. Use your arm as a pillow. Either side. And in this space, returning to whatever token of gratitude you set out earlier this class. Reaffirming all that we have to be grateful for. There really is so much. And then slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. We'll meet sitting cross-legged, facing each other on the camera, but softly close the eyes if that's comfortable. We'll inhale one last time together. Bring the hands overhead, fingertips to touch. Feel that ball of energy form between the palms. Exhale, lower the thumbs to your third eye, your forehead. Bring the awareness into that third eye. It can be a ball of light in the center of your head. For here we are all connected. I honor each and every one of you for joining me today. It's been my pleasure. Namaste.